So in today's video I want to talk about function pointers. What are them and how you can use them? Well, what function pointers are is basically a way to call anonymous functions that are only known at runtime. Something like, I don't know, passing a function to a function that does something with that function. If that sounds confusing, let's get straight into the example. So first, to prepare the ground, I'm going to create two functions. One that's going to add to numbers and one that's going to multiply to numbers. Right? It's going to return a long. I'm going to call it add, and I'm going to take in two integers. Simple enough. And same thing with multiplying. Alright, so now, well, we can simply call these functions if we want. I can just simply printf. This time I'm going to print LLD or %LLD, since the return type is long and it's assigned long, so that's what that LL stands for. And I'm just gonna call one function, let's say add. I'm gonna add 5 and 7, right? Simple enough, we should get 12, and that's what we get, right? So far so good. Now what if we don't know the function here that we're calling, but we know that function has two arguments, both of them are ints, and the function itself returns a long signed integer. Well, you can do that using function pointers. And here's how you define a function pointer. Similar to a pointer, but not quite. So first is the return type. So you say long, right? Both our functions are going to return long, so it's a long. And then inside brackets, you start with an asterisk, and then you add the identifier. Let's say, for the sake of abstractizing everything, I'm just going to say fun from function, right? And after the closing parentheses, here you can add another pair of parentheses in which you list every single parameter, right? So basically a copy paste of this, right? You can even copy paste this and just remove the names of the variables. We don't really need those, right? So that's how you define a function pointer. How do you read that? It's fairly simple once you get the gist of it. So we can recognize it's a function pointer because we have an identifier that is preceded by an asterisk and inside the parentheses, right? Simple enough. What does that function pointer return? Well, it returns a long, right? And what does that function pointer take in as input? Well, it takes in two integers. And now we have to assign it a value, right? Right now it's just a function pointer that's uninitialized. We are not pointing to anything, right? And that's very simple because the notation is incredibly similar to when you're trying to assign a pointer a certain value. So what we do here is say, well, the identifier of our function pointer, which is fun, equals, and then we say whichever function we want to assign to it, right? And I'm gonna choose here mul, right? Our multiply function. And we have to prefix this with an ampersand, right? So what this says is the value of the function pointer is going to be the address of the function multiply, right? And now if I try to call this here instead of add, I'm going to call it with the fun function pointer, and you'll notice there's no other function called fun in here. If I run this, we'll get 35. Why? Simple, because 5 times 7 is actually 35. And we can, without changing the actual call of the function, we can change whatever is being used here. So we can say fun equals the address of add. And now, all of a sudden, the result is 12. And you can do this at runtime, which is absolutely amazing. You can simply say, okay, I'm gonna first printf this one, right? And then I'm gonna change the value of our function to mul. So I can actually printf a different value. In this case, I'm gonna get both 12 and 35. Right? So that's how you can use and define function pointers. They're a very simple concept, and while it might not have that many usages, you can actually pass it in as a parameter to a function. Just like so. If I have here a void exec function, I simply can copy this part and paste it in as if it's an argument, right? And then I can call it right in here, just like so. And to use it, we just simply say exec of, and we give it the address of a function. We can say exec of add, and then exec of mul with an ampersand at the beginning. If we run this, you'll notice that we get both results again. So you can see why that can be useful when passing certain event handlers and other callback functions that you might want to be called after something has finished executing, right? That might come in useful sometimes in your C framework, for example. All right, so that's about it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and see you guys next time. Bye.